What's going on, everybody? It's me, Mark, and I'm back and giving another bloodography video, and today will be my Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 5 review. So if you haven't seen it, just beware of spoilers. This is your spoiler warning, and I'm just gonna jump into it. This was a powerful episode, I must say. Definitely the best episode of the series so far. You start out with Sam and Bucky versus Captain America, John Walker. Fresh after he just murdered somebody in cold blood. They follow him to a warehouse and they just have at it. Sam and Bucky are there for the shield. The shield's still fresh with blood. Clearly the symbolism and the imagery is just so on point in this scene, and the fight was good. Obviously, you know, now John Walker, Captain America, he's a super soldier. He has super strength, and he can go toe to toe with Bucky. And Sam was just kind of there and was trying to use his tech, to use his suit to the best of his abilities. If you haven't seen Captain America Civil War, this scene really kind of mirrored that in a sense with some of the imagery they use. You still have Bucky there, and then the Falcon being the man in the iron suit, being Iron Man. And you get John Walker, Captain America as Cap, and the tables have kind of turned, and it's like internal conflict that some of us have to deal with every day, which I guess is kind of the bigger theme of the whole episode, which we'll get more into. You get that scene where Captain America and Bucky, you know, Bucky gets a hold of the shield, and Captain America kind of grabs it and pushes him into like a piece of equipment and screams at him like, "Why are you making me do this?" And no one's making him do anything. He's just off the deep end and going crazy. Like, yeah, I get it. Lamar was kind of this linchpin, this thing kind of that once he died just kind of made him snap, and he just went after the Flag Smasher and killed the wrong one, and he's just out for vengeance. But like, he freaking snaps, and you see him deal with the mental implications of what he did with the murder and losing Lamar and taking the soldier serum, and just how it's changing him, and he's just rocking with it. You know, eventually Sam comes in and uses the wings and is trying to fly to get an advantage, but it doesn't work. He tethers Cap, and Cap gets gets hold of that tether, kind of pulls him back, pulls him down, and like just gets Falcon on the ground and proceeds to almost kill him as he screams, "I am Captain America," rips the wings off Sam and just destroys the suit, leaving Sam kind of powerless in a sense. And then he takes the shield, still with blood on it, holds it up, and he's about to decapitate Sam. And then Bucky comes out of nowhere and just like pushes him off, and they do this awesome, they end the fight with this awesome scene where Bucky grabs Cap and swings him into the shield, and Sam, being human, has to run up and get a good tackle going to do the Captain America shield smash, and all three of them get knocked the fuck out. Long story short, that was funny. That was so fucking funny. Great way to open the episode, by the way. This episode deals with the implications of the choices that the characters have made. I'm not gonna do a scene by scene breakdown. I just want to talk about certain scenes because this was such a powerful episode. Like, I'm gonna have to make a separate video after the series to talk about certain aspects of this series that parallel reality, but I just want to kind of dive into a little bit of what this episode was about and some of the things that happened. So yeah, that's how they opened the episode. Before the opening title card rolls, you get that amazing little quick fight between the three of them, and then you go into the opening credits, and you know, you get Sam and Bucky. Obviously, it seems like some time has passed since the fight, and the world has seen what Cap has done. So Sam and Bucky, they have a quick little talk, and Sam's like, you know, you obviously finna go get Zemo and finish that whole loose thread there. John Walker, Captain America, at his, I wanna say Senate hearing trial or military tribunal, whatever it is, military tribunal, that's what it is. And he's being ripped of all his ranks because of what he's did, and the only reason why he's not going to jail is because of his previous honors and service to the nation. And he's like, "I am Captain America. You made me. I did everything that you told me to do. I was your soldier. You made me, and I did everything you wanted me to do. And now you just like, they're just leaving him out to dry with nothing." and turning his back on him after all he's done was serve his country and do what he thought was right. And you know, he walks out in outrage, and after he snaps again and proves that he doesn't deserve the shield. So he leaves the courtroom or the tribunal, and they ask for the shield back. Obviously he doesn't have it because you know, Bucky gave it to Sam at the end of the fight in the opening credit. After the military tribunal, you get your cameo from Julie Louis-Dreyfus, and she walks up in them heels and she explains who she is, Vesa Vela Countess Montaigne, whatever. I had to Google it. I had no idea who this person is in the comics. Apparently she's been several things, but she was once a SHIELD agent, a love foil for Nick Fury in her early introductions, and later on she became Madam Hydra. She's a Hydra sleeper agent, obviously. I kind of think they're making, I don't think they're gonna, I think they're making her out to be the power broker, because you do later on get a scene with Sharon Carter, and she's calling the guy from episode 1 who she left out to dry. Come to find out, she was the one who gave the guy the money in episode 1 to try to do what Falcon stopped him from doing. And she wants to set up and kill Falcon, so she's helping the Flag Smashers, and that kind of made her seem like the power broker too, but I think something's deeper there. I think we're gonna get a different take on that in episode 6. JLD, or Miss Seinfeld, she walks up to John Walker Captain America, sits in between him and his wife, and it's just all the biggest villain ever. Like, just how she's condescending and talking down to you know, his wife like that in front of him, you know, or trying to put her up or whatever, like she's there, even though she's being rude as shit. That whole scene was kind of funny. And you know, she gives him a card. He's like, hey, the smartest thing you ever did was take that serum, and the first smartest thing you ever do was pick up when I call. He gets a business card, it's just a blank black and white card, and has nothing on it. She just walks away. I believe they're setting up the Thunderbolts and setting up something more with this. John Walker's definitely gonna be in the Thunderbolts. Zemo's gonna be in the Thunderbolts. Speaking of Zemo, Zemo's in Sokovia, or what remains of Sokovia, and he's there to remember his family and his home and everything. And Bucky comes up, and Zemo tries one last time to mindfuck Winter Soldier and get him, you know, the act on his violent ways. And Bucky almost does it. He pulls out a gun and fires, but it's blanks. He opens his left hand, drops the bullets. He's like, nah, I'm a different person. I've changed. I'm not that man that you made me to be. I'm different. And then next thing you know, the Dora Milaje walks up. They take custody of Zemo, and job done. Bucky's like, I'm a changed person. And Aoya is like, hey, thank you for helping with this, but because you let him free, don't come back to Wakanda anytime soon. Sam's like, cool. I mean, Bucky's like, cool, but one last favor. And as soon as he said that, I was like, yeah, they're gonna, he's definitely making something for Sam. He asked for a favor for Sam. As we see later on, he shows up at the dock in Louisiana with the chest case. Like, hey, I'm just here to deliver off this present from the Wakandans for you, since you now, you know, need a new suit. So yeah, later on in the episode, Bucky shows up again with the chassis case, and he helps Sam and his family out rebuilding the boat and helping Sam train to use the shield and use it efficiently. Obviously, the shield throwing isn't just, I mean, with Captain America and John Walker Captain America being super soldiers, Bucky being a super soldier, they can use the shield at more proficiency. They can, you know, use more strength behind it at a standstill versus, you know, with Sam, he has to get running starts and do all the flips and stuff as you see in the montage, which was cool, by the way, but it's harder for a non-human to use that shield than it is for a human. I mean, it's harder for a human to use that shield than a super soldier. And obviously it takes a lot more training for a non-human, as you saw with the montage. As you see in previous episode, episode 2, the montage when John Walker Captain America is training to use the shield. You get a scene where Sam goes back to visit Isaiah Bradley, and you get the truth. You finally get the whole truth of, you even get the almost to verbatim the comic book story of what happened to Isaiah Bradley and his troops. His troops were all, his group was all experimented on as a group of black soldiers in the Vietnam War. They were all experimented on with different variations of the super soldier serum, and one by one they all died out. Surviving ones went on a mission and they got captured, but Isaiah Bradley and the government was just gonna blow it up. but Isaiah Bradley went in and brought home his men, and they died anyway, and because of it, he was deemed a criminal, and they were all deemed criminals, and he was incarcerated for 30 years and experimented on to see why the super soldier serum worked on him. And it's just a tragic story. It's Marvel's versions of the Tuskegee experiment. And I find it weird, like this whole scene alone, this one scene between Isaiah Bradley and Sam, just like so powerful. And the just the imagery and the metaphor that is bringing forward, and how it's showing what really happens in not only in the Marvel comics, but in reality, and the reality that black men and black people, African Americans, have to face in this country. Obviously, the biggest talking point from that one scene is like when he's explaining the symmetry of the shield to Sam, and he's like, I forget the line, I forget the quote, but like, if you don't have a bitter taste in your mouth, you're blind, and no self-respecting black man will want to be Captain America, because America wouldn't even want a black man to be Captain America, and if they did, you wouldn't want to be. Just the look in Sam's eyes, and just like how that reflects, like we talk about the flags, we talk about imagery and just symbols and things like that, and as a African American in this country living under the American flag, the red, white, and blue, yeah, it means freedom to a lot of people, but it means a lot of other things to other people. But we have to deal with it. And even now, I saw on Twitter, some black service men and women were questioning their own service because of this episode. So this was a powerful episode. I'm definitely going to do a better discussion on it. Yeah, that scene between Isaiah Bradley and Sam was really powerful. I'm gonna do a separate video on that scene alone. Carly just goes off the grid and disappears. She ends up in New York, where she meets up with Sarah Carter's French connection, I guess, if you want to call it that. And he's supplying them with weapons so they can take down the GRC, which is in New York. Carly activates all the Flag Smasher sleeper agents, people from around the world who just want to be part of the cause and help because they feel the same way you feel. Again, this is some other imagery things that I want to talk about when I do a full overview breakdown of the whole series. So just watch out for that video. It'll be coming after the finale. After the finale, I'll do a finale video, and then after the finale video, I'll just do an overall series video and just talk about everything, because I didn't expect Falcon and Winter Soldier to be layered in this way and just be deep and reflect present life the way that it is. Get the whole montage scene where Sam's training with the Shield and Bucky. Sam helps Bucky with his PTSD and like, hey, you gotta forgive yourself, and you know, you gotta like tell the dude that you killed his son. That's the only way you're gonna get past this, because you know, you just gotta tell him. So Bucky goes off to do that. Also, I like that Bucky, clearly Bucky got some jungle fever with his time in Wakanda. You know, he looking at Sam's sister like, ooh, do you want to speed and shave your head? Bucky got jungle fever for real, so I'm kind of interested to see where that goes. Interracial MCU couple. Let's see where that goes. At the end of the episode, you do get the Carly and the Flag Smashers bring into the GRC building. They infiltrated themselves as like workers and, you know, agents or whatever, and then they start terrorizing the place, and then you get the last shot of Sam open up the Wakanda Chaste case, and you get this little glimpse of white, and then it just cuts. It cuts, and you get the end credits, and then finally we get an end credit scene. We get an end credit scene where John Walker, Captain America, no longer Captain America, is taking his medals of freedom that he's won and melting them and building a new shield. Obviously not a vibranium shield, but a shield that he can use as a weapon. So we'll see where this goes. This was a great episode. I'll do a more thorough talk about episode 5 and my episode 6 finale review. Obviously, they are setting up a lot for episode 6 and the MCU as a whole moving forward. You got the Thunderbolts, you got the Hydra stuff. Obviously, Easter eggs. There's gonna be a new Falcon, new Captain America. There's gonna be Sam Wilson, Bucky. Got Jungle Fever. Kind of want to see that. Clearly, I want to, like, if Disney Plus does not come out with a Dora Milaje spinoff, this was all pointless. So I want to see that. But yeah, just let me know in the comments what you thought and hit the subscribe button and leave a like.